Welcome back, ScreenRanters. Since we've had loads of time on our hands, we're doing some more recasting today. This time we've set our sights on the magical world of Harry Potter. In particular, we're gonna recast the Philosopher's / Sorcerer Stone for the 90s and today. Because the process of casting isn't already incredibly difficult, we've made it twice as hard for ourselves. We're only using British actors like the original demand by JK Rowling. On top of that, we're not using actors that have appeared in any Potter or Fantastic Beasts film. So grab your dragon heartstring wand and let's get started.
Are you sure that's a real spell? Well, it's not very good, is it?
We kick off the video with casting the character whose name is in the franchise, Harry Potter. For the 90s chosen one, we've gone with Dominik Cooper. After all, we needed an actor that could, well, act, and one that resembles the character in question. At the beginning of the decade, Cooper would have been around 12 years old, prime age to star in the franchise about the young wizard. Cooper has a habit of working on film adaptations, since he was Howard Stark in the MCU and Jesse Custer in Preacher. Cooper got his first taste of screen acting when he was in a 1995 production of Cabaret. He had the role of Master of Ceremonies at only 17. With that pressure at that age, Cooper could easily lead the Harry Potter franchise. Now onto the brains behind the three leading chums, Hermione Granger. We've decided to put Zoe Ashton in the role. By the end of the 90s, Ashton would have hit 16 years old. She got her screen start in 1995 in the production Game On. Even back then, she matches the book's description of Hermione pretty well. Ashton made her name in the acting world due to her performance in the underrated TV series Fresh Meat as Vaude. It's a comedy series around students at university. It has Jack Whitehall in it too. Only last year, Ashton starred opposite Jake Gyllenhaal in Netflix's film Velvet Buzzsaw. Ashton is becoming one of the biggest rising stars on the silver screen, and definitely one to watch. Ron Weasley is often used to do a funny in order to break up all the darkness scattered throughout the Potter films. Mostly it's seen with Rupert Grint's amazing facial expressions, so we went with an actor known for his comedy chops, James Corden. While today he's mostly known as the talk show host that loves singing in cars, he's also an actor. His first screen credit was in 1996's Out of Tune when he was 18. Later on, Corden would make his name due to creating and acting in BBC's Gavin and Stacey. While he and Dominik Cooper were both born in 1978, they have more history together. That's good pun work, because the two performed in the History Boys in both the original stage play and the 2006 film, which also starred Richard Griffiths, who played Vernon Dudley in the Potter films. We like connections at ScreenRant. When searching for who could do the role of Severus Snape with as much class as Alan Rickman, we stumbled across the image of Rowan Atkinson. The image was taken when he played Doctor Who for comic relief. Instantly, we knew we had our Snape. He looks glorious. The longer hair just works perfectly. Atkinson has mostly made his name in comedy. After all, he's Mr. Bean and the world's luckiest spy, Johnny English. However, comedy actors can also do drama really well. Using the more serious acting he used in Blackadder at times, Atkinson could easily portray the mean, then evil, then not so evil Professor Severus Snape. The role of Albus Dumbledore requires an actor that leaks authority whenever they appear on screen. With that in mind, we only had one person in mind that could do this for the 90s, Christopher Lee. He made a name for himself by using his vast experience in some of the biggest franchises of all time. He was Saruman in The Lord of the Rings, Count Dooku in Star Wars, and in the James Bond film The Man with the Golden Gun, he was Francisco Scaramanga. During most of the 90s, Lee would have been in his 70s, roughly a similar age to both Richard Harris and Michael Gambon when they played the role. Lee was loved both on screen and behind the scenes, making him ideal for the role of Hogwarts' headmaster. Maggie Smith is a two-time Oscar winner and four-time nominee, so for someone who could play the role of Minerva McGonagall, we wanted a legendary performer cut from the same cloth. As a result, we've gone with Vanessa Redgrave. She's won an Oscar and been nominated 5 times. In fact, even in films that she hasn't been nominated in, a number of them still seem to win Oscars. Apparently, she has the golden touch, such as 2007's Atonement and 1999's Girl Interrupted. Redgrave doesn't appear in more action-based films, preferring to stick with drama, but she has appeared in some, such as the first Mission Impossible, 1998's Deep Impact, and 2011's Shakespeare adaptation Coriolanus alongside Ralph Voldemort Fiennes. With this iconic history in the acting realm, Redgrave would definitely play Professor McGonagall amazingly. While Voldemort doesn't appear in all his glory in Philosopher's Stone, it was too tempting to not cast the big bad of the Potter universe. For he who shall not be named, we've decided that Ben Kingsley would be the perfect choice in the 90s. The Oscar winner and 3-time nominee has experience of being cast in franchises, since he played Trevor, not the actual Mandarin Slattery in 2013's Iron Man 3. Voldemort is one of the most famous villains in cinema. Playing the baddie is always a very tempting gig for actors. As such, Kingsley might just be fine with being the Dark Lord. Just by Kingsley whipping out his iconic glare as he plays Voldemort would cause the audience to shift in their seats uncomfortably. Now, we're in the present day. As such, we'll start with naming the boy who lived, Harry Potter. For the lead, we've gone with a young actor that only started acting for the screen in 2018, Sam TaylorBuck. His first appearance comes due to an uncredited role in the 2018 film The Death and Life of John F. Donovan with Kit Harington. His first big credited role was as young Lorenzo de Medici in the TV series Medici. Then in 2019, he was cast in the main role of Adam Young in Amazon's Good Omens, which was alongside Potter alumni David Tennant. Since Potter has a dark side, Buck was able to show his bad side in Great Omens to great effect since he was literally playing the Antichrist there. For present-day Hermione for Philosopher's Stone, we went with Daphne Keane. Oh, side note, our writer refuses to call the film Sorcerer's Stone, so please blame them, not me. The Spanish-British actor first appeared on screen as a 9-year-old for 2014's TV show The Refugees, but her biggest role to date was in 2017's Logan. Yeah, the one with Hugh Forever Wolverine Jackman. At the moment, Keane is one of the main characters in the critically acclaimed TV series His Dark Materials, a series that involves a lot of magic and fantasy elements.
You are?
Ron Weasley.
Pleasure.
For Ron Weasley, we went with a young actor that has more acting credits than his other teenage stars combined, and then doubled. We selected Noah Jupe. He was born in 2005, but has 18 screen credits to his name already. He has starred as Lucas Jansen in 2018's The Titan, Marcus Abbott in the A Quiet Place franchise, and in 2019's Honey Boy. But his biggest claim to fame is being in The Night Manager with Hugh Laurie. Oh, and some guy called Tom Hiddleston, but House, huh? The only downside is that Jupe is missing the legendary red hair. However, as James and Oliver Phelps, who played Fred and George Weasley, have shown, hair dye or a wig can work wonders. Next up, we have an actor that was actually offered the role of Snape all the way back for the Philosopher's Stone, and we're talking about Tim Roth. At the time, he had to choose between being in the Potter universe or a part in Tim Burton's Planet of the Apes remake. Well, we know which one he chose. Roth is an Oscar nominee that has often appeared in many Quentin Tarantino projects, but one of his best roles was in the massively underrated TV series Lie to Me. They should bring that one back. It was great and ended far too early. Yeah, we know, it's been 9 years, but we will not stop asking. Anyway, Roth would bring a great edge to his performance when donning the long, complicated cloak of Severus Snape. Albus Dumbledore can often have a dark side just hiding underneath the surface, especially as seen in the book. In order to play more on this meaner aspect, we wanted the king of playing layered characters to wear the big bushy beard and wield the Elder Wand. We nominate Anthony Hopkins as tribute. He's played baddies like Hannibal Lecter, but also somewhat good guys like Odin in the MCU, and actual good guys like Don Diego de la Vega in The Mask of Zorro. The Oscar winner and 4-time nominee would be outstanding as Dumbledore. For Professor Minerva McGonagall, we had to put in another legendary acting talent for the role. As such, we needed another Oscar winner and multi-time nominee, which left us with one fantastic option. We went Helen Mirren in McGonagall's pointy hat. To start, Mirren has history on her CV of performing in action-based films, such as being one of the main characters in the Red franchise with Bruce Willis. She's also appeared in a couple of projects in the Fast and Furious franchise. Mirren has the talent and the range to pull off McGonagall without an issue. We finish off our present-day casting with the villainous chap Voldemort. The noseless baddie will be played by, drumroll please. Where's the drumroll? Oh, we don't have budget for a drum? Okay, we'll just use our imagination. Drumroll in your head. Okay, so Mark Strong. Just Strong's eyes scream villain. Then when he throws his acting talent into the mix, that's even better. He has played 2 evildoers in DC films, with his more recent casting as Dr. Sivana in 2019's Shazam. He was also Sinestro in the terrible Green Lantern film from 2011. There's also his role as Lord Henry Blackwood in 2009's Sherlock Holmes. Oh, and his role as Frank D'Amico in 2010's Kick-Ass. There's a bit of a theme here. Perhaps we're typecasting Strong as Voldemort. It doesn't matter, because with that impressive history, Strong would knock out a strong performance as the Dark Lord.
Together, we'll do extraordinary things.
And that is a wrap. Which casting wins? Is the 90s or today's acting team the best? Let us know in the comments, please. If you enjoyed the video and you want to see more, please like, share, and subscribe. All those actions really help us out. Finally, thanks for joining us today. See ya.